When President Trump stepped away from the White House, he left behind an administration that's by many accounts in utter turmoil. His embattled chief of staff, John Kelly, reignited the firestorm over former staff secretary Rob Porter, who was ousted last month in response to allegations of domestic abuse. While Kelly said he is not quitting over the controversy, telling reporters, quote, "I have absolutely nothing to even consider resigning over," he admitted to reporters that glowing statements from the White House praising Porter, just as the staff secretary was stepping down, were a mistake. Kelly said, quote, "We didn't cover ourselves in glory in terms of how we handled that on Wednesday morning. It was confusing." Kelly also tried to clean up the timeline of the staff saga, insisting he only learned of red flags in Porter's background February 6th. But sources tell CNN a different story, that Kelly and other White House officials were becoming aware of the allegations last November. Kelly attempted to explain that, saying, quote, "The first accusation had to do with a messy divorce, but no mention of physical abuse." Porter's second wife blasted Kelly's explanation in a statement, saying that is insulting to anyone suffering in an abusive situation now. Emotional and psychological abuse is abuse, not to mention punching in windows and dragging someone out of a shower is physical. The president is also facing growing criticism over his sudden announcement of new tariffs on steel and aluminum coming into the U.S., moves that are almost certain to spark a trade war. Mr. Trump's response, "Trade wars are good and easy to win. We win big. It's easy." The Wall Street Journal is not buying it, warning Donald Trump made the biggest policy blunder of his presidency. When asked about predictions from economists that consumer costs will go up, Commerce Secretary Wilbur Ross pulled out a can of soup.
Let's put it in perspective. I just bought a can of Campbell's soup today at the 7-Eleven. It was $1.99 for the can. There's about 3 cents worth of tin plate steel in this can. So if it goes up 25%, that's a tiny fraction of 1 penny.
But the president's view on tariffs have been known for decades, like his colorful warning to China on trade in 2011.
Listen, you mother.
Democrats say this is exactly the kind of chaotic presidency both parties warned about.
I've served under 6 administrations. I have never seen such chaos. Who knows what he'll do on trade tomorrow morning?
Adding to the chaos, sources tell CNN that National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster could leave the White House in the near future.
Look, General McMaster's not going anywhere. If this is chaos, I think the American people are glad for it. If they want to call it chaos, fine, but we call it success.
Not to mention the president's ever-changing position on gun control. After indicating he would back several gun measures, the president met with the NRA and tweeted, "Good, great meeting in the Oval Office tonight with the NRA." Raising questions about whether the president still supports confiscating guns from the mentally ill without due process, as he said earlier in the week.
He is looking for ways that we can improve the mental health system so that we can take guns away from people that shouldn't have them.
But the president still made time before 6 a.m. to take on actor Alec Baldwin, who recently said he was unhappy playing Mr. Trump on Saturday Night Live.
And he has the nerve to call me a moron. Talk about the pot calling the kettle Mexican.
Alec Baldwin, whose dying mediocre career was saved by his terrible impersonation of me on SNL, now says playing me was agony. Alec, it was agony for those who were forced to watch. There were, however, no tweets from the president on Vladimir Putin, who is boasting to NBC that he has new high-tech weapons ready for the battlefield.
As a matter of fact, every single weapon system discussed today easily surpasses and avoids an anti-missile defense system.